I know you're gonna dig this.
Too black, too strong.
Frederick Douglass becomes a symbol of the liberation of slaves in the country. Frederick Douglass, born a slave, that somehow has the audacity and drive to run away from slavery and decides to become a leader against slavery. So not only does he have the mental capacity to see himself free, he has the audacity to say, I can speak for the slaves better than the abolitionists that speak on our behalf. Frederick Douglass traveled the length and width and breadth of this country as a leading abolitionist that made the issue.
I know you're gonna dig this.
James Cleveland Owens was born in Oakville, Alabama on September 12, 1913. Dubbed Jesse Owens, the young athlete was a notable runner even in elementary school.
The gym teacher, Charles Riley, noticed him running on the playground and recognized the talent Jesse Owens had. Owens later wrote that Riley was the first white person he ever knew and that he gave Owens hope that there were other white people who would understand and come to love African Americans.
After setting track records in junior high and high school, Owens was accepted to Ohio State University.
Ohio State was not desegregated at the time Jesse Owens attended school there, which meant that he had to live off campus. He was not able to eat his meals with his white colleagues, and there were no scholarships for him, so he had to work multiple jobs in order to pay his tuition.
I can't imagine anyone doing anything near to that these days. Not even just competing in those 4 events in 45 minutes and winning them, but breaking and tying world records is just phenomenal, and no one's ever done it since.
I know you're gonna dig this.
As one of the most well-known conductors of the Underground Railroad, Harriet Tubman rescued more than 300 slaves over the span of 11 years.
Harriet Tubman was one of the most remarkable women in American history.
Born a slave in the early 1820s, Araminta Ross changed her name to Harriet Tubman after marrying a free black man named John Tubman around 1844.
As a slave, Harriet Tubman was repeatedly whipped. She also later was hit by a lead weight mistakenly, but that lead weight caused her to experience narcolepsy for the rest of her life.
Fearing that she would be sold away from her family in 1849, Tubman fled to Philadelphia using an informal but well-organized network known as the Underground Railroad.
She felt that she would be sold away because she was viewed as a sickly person. She and 2 of her brothers ran away, and the brothers decided they would return to the plantation. And she, instead of abandoning them, turned around, went back with them to the plantation, and then turned around and escaped a second time by herself.
Using her own money, Tubman made separate journeys to rescue her sister and brother. And in 1851, Tubman guided a group of 11 fugitives north, earning her the nickname Moses.
Harriet Tubman was called the Moses.
Tony.
A white guy. And we signed Joel Freeman. Right now, Joel Freeman, he has the Freeman Institute. He has more black artifacts than anybody in the world. 3,000 more are in the Smithsonian Institute. Right? And I mean, when you go on our page, you'll see we got Harriet Tubman's underground letters. We got Frederick Douglass's last letters. We got boxing gloves. You know, history artifacts, kettlebells from the Amistad slave ship. And when we signed that, having all those digital assets and what we got a $1.2 billion valuation on our company and having digital assets, right? So we have 4 attorneys. We have our trademark attorneys, and then we have our patent attorneys, right? Because that's what we deal with in our space. It's like if somebody takes a picture of us, and I go to sell it as an NFT, later down, if it's not with your phone, if I don't say, here, take my phone and take a picture, she owns the picture.
Right.
So now she can come back and say, hey, I didn't give them the rights to use mine. I know it's them, but I took the picture. That's my picture. Now I want X amount of So all that, and then say I take a picture, say he wants to NFT this. Now you can have the UGN come back. You can have whatever logo that is. Say, hey, I didn't get him the rights to put that on there. That's my logo on that NFT. Oh, and I had nothing but platinum plaques and jerseys, everybody's logos. I had Green Bay Packers, Atlanta Falcons,
all the logos.
They got a thing called the SEC. That's the Security Exchange Commission, SEC. They come at you like the feds, because now you're dealing with bonds. Like, imagine if I'm not a licensed stockbroker, but I sell you some stocks, and you lose money. Like, where they do that at? You gotta be. I can't just go sell you a house. I gotta be a licensed realtor. But now you got all these dudes stepping into the NFT game, selling digital assets. So now you got people at these big financial companies like, what are these fools doing? They're soliciting unaccredited investors.
So how do they get control of the NFT?
No, let me tell you something, right? They just deemed NFTs digital assets, right? So now if you have a company selling NFTs, right?
When you say just deemed, how long ago?
It's been about 8 months ago. That's why they came after Snoop. If you look up Snoop Dogg got hit hard. Right. Justin Bieber got hit hard. The Weeknd got hit hard because they got Tom Brady, Giselle, they all got hit. Your boy Shaq was hiding out in his house for like a week in Atlanta trying to get served. They just served Shaq and shit. The SEC is hitting them, and our lawyers told us. He said, because they're not investors. They're going straight off the hype. So it's like, I'm gonna go take my hard-earned money, get me a wallet, who I gotta ask my homie at work how to do this on my phone, put my credit card number in, buy some Ethereum with my money and buy this thing, and come to find out, you mean to tell me y'all bought it yourselves and raised the number up on it and got a celebrity, and it was really called a rug pull, and now my money's gone?
You know what? I'm in.
Tom Brady, Giselle Bundchen,
Are you in?
Larry David, Naomi Osaka, and Steph Curry are among the celebrities accused in a class action lawsuit of being part of a, quote, fraudulent scheme designed to take advantage of unsophisticated investors that led to $11 billion in damages.
It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto. Yeah, I don't think so.
All stemming from their involvement in promoting crypto exchange FTX. FTX's founder and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried was until recently the darling of the crypto community. His company, once valued at more than $32 billion, is now seeking bankruptcy protection.
We're talking about one of the larger bankruptcies we've seen in a long time.
The FTX founder, also named in the lawsuit, resigned as CEO as his company collapsed. He did not reply to NBC's request for comment, but in a direct message exchange with a reporter wrote, "F regulators, they make everything worse." We also did not hear back from representatives for celebrities named in the lawsuit for appearing in ads like this.
With FTX, I have everything I need to buy, sell, and trade crypto safely.
But the lawsuit calls FTX's platform a Ponzi scheme and says of the defendants, none performed any due diligence.
These celebrities all should have known that when they took this risk, that if these are unregistered securities, they're looking at liability for all of the damages.
Bankman-Fried has been accused of moving billions in customers' funds without their permission to another one of his companies. His exchange then faced what was akin to a run on the bank, and now customers can't get their money out.
That money I had to put aside for my granddaughter so I can use for Christmas, and now I have to figure out another way to do it.
The new lawsuit now calls for accountability from FTX's big-name endorsers. Jake Ward, NBC News, San Francisco.